All right, hello Aquarius. Thank you so much for joining us for your weekly reading for the week of the 31st to February 6th. We're going to be pulling a bunch of cards here to get an idea of your general energies going into this week, especially following the retrograde, the end of the retrograde. So it should be pretty positive for you, Aquarius. But let's go ahead and find out. Let's not jinx ourselves. Here in your general energy, we have the Page of Swords card. So getting started on something new. There's some kind of new creative, or not really creative, but more there's some like new intellectual pursuit that you're going after right now. But let's definitely clarify this a little bit more, Aquarius. Here in your area of challenges, we have the Temperance card, which is a pretty interesting challenge to come up for this week. It could be that you're just having difficulty balancing two different things right now. There could be like two sides that are arguing over something. And maybe you have like this naive, like middle of the road sort of idea about whatever this conflict is. So you're having like a hard time like mediating these two like conflicting parties because they seem pretty crazy to you, but like because you're just like, you don't want anything to do with this, right? Here in your recent past, we have the Four of Swords card, and in your future, we have the Three of Swords card. A little bit of heartbreak coming up for you, Aquarius. And then in your recent past, we have the Four of Swords card, so it could just be that you've taken time away. I'm almost getting this sensation of like some sort of conflict with family here. I think that you've taken a break, Aquarius, from family members. You've like maybe traveled somewhere else, and you're just now coming back into a situation. You're seeing your family for the first time in a long time. That's the story that I'm getting for some sort of Aquarius here. So if you've distanced yourself from family and then you're starting to reintroduce yourself because you have this naive sense of like, oh, well, you know, things will be better this time because I'm better at setting boundaries. But maybe you're not as good at setting boundaries as you think you are, Aquarius, unfortunately. So it could be that you have like this sense of like, oh, I can mediate situations, I can work things out with the conflicts in my family, but maybe you can't, and it's not because it's like some deficit on your part. It's really because like maybe these people are just so crazy, they're just like so out there that it's impossible. Nobody could do this, not even the most experienced temperance person. Not even if like the angel rabbit flew out of this car, they still couldn't deal with those people, right? So it's not your fault. But I think that in the future, there's going to be a little bit of heartbreak. I think that you can still end up blaming yourself if things go awry, and they will. If you are in a situation, Aquarius, where you have distanced yourself from family members for a while or a long time, and you're slowly walking back into things, just get ready for some heartbreak, because nothing's changed. I can guarantee you. I promise. Here in your area of above and below, here in the area of above, we have the Queen of Pentacles card. This is going to be you. You want to be like this nurturing, almost like motherly sort of nature. You really want to support people right now. You want to help people, and that's a great energy to have. But I think that right now, Aquarius, you're kind of wasting it. You're spending it in the wrong places. I think that this reading is saying wherever you're spending this energy, probably with family who you've already kind of distanced yourself from, it's probably not the best place to be spending your energy. Maybe you spend your energy on the friends who supported you for years, or maybe other parts of your family who you're still in communication with who really do support you. Don't waste so much energy on people who are just gonna like take and take and take from you and then ultimately leave you heartbroken. Here in your area of above, in your subconscious, we have the Fool card. So this is about you starting something new, getting into something new, kind of a start of a new cycle here. And I think that this is you. The Fool card isn't supposed to be negative, even though it's called the Fool. But the Fool card is taking steps over this cliff here, kind of rushing into something without looking ahead. You're not looking ahead at like the conflicts that you're potentially putting yourself into. And here in any area of advice and then external factors, in your area of advice, we have the Eight of Pentacles, or the King of Pentacles here. So this is about taking things slow. So I think that right now, this is normally Pentacles card. It's all like work and new projects and something material. But I think that this is telling you about your family right now, especially caught up with the Queen of Pentacles here. This is saying to take things really slow and maybe even reconsider where you're going. Here in external factors, we have the Two of Pentacles, and this is juggling two different things right now. You're juggling whether or not, where do I want to spend this energy? Where do I want to place my care for people? Do I want to put it into people who have historically been really terrible, or do I want to like invest it into people who really support me? And that's the question that you're pondering right now, Aquarius. And I'm just telling you, do whatever you think is best, Aquarius. Of course, tarot readings aren't supposed to like dictate your life or anything. But if you are kind of getting back into a really toxic situation, just prepare for some heartbreak. Here in your hopes and fears, you have the Five of Cups card. And then finally, in your outcome, we have the Two of Cups, which is a hopeful outcome. But here in your hopes and fears, you're just kind of worried about leaving something behind. It can almost feel as though like maybe you still have like high expectations for these people who you've pushed out of your life because they're so toxic. You think that maybe they can change, maybe they can grow a little bit. And you're kind of worried about walking away from them because you think that there's some opportunity, some potential there, even though it doesn't manifest, right? And here in your outcome, we have the Two of Cups card here. This is a pretty positive outcome. I think that you need to, this is, it's not the Lover's card, it's the Two of Cups. It's more about like acquaintances and really good friends. And I think that you need to be sharing your cup right now, sharing your emotional abundance and your growth with people who really care about you and who really hold these same interests as you, especially with like the Two of Cups card. It's like these two people coming together and like merging these two ideas. So I think that you need to like focus on like those friends around you who you've been building something up with over the years, rather than like going back to something toxic. And Aquarius, to wrap up your reading, we're going to be pulling 3 cards for 3 yes, no, or maybe questions. So if you want to pause the video right now and think about those questions, we're going to pull 1, 2, and 3. And for your first question, I'm getting a yes. For your second question, I have a definite maybe. And for your last question, I also have a yes. So Aquarius, thank you so much for joining us at 3 Rabbit Tarot. If this reading resonated with you, please check out your sun, moon, and rising videos as well. And then also follow us on Instagram where we post additional content. Have a wonderful week, Aquarius.